CNBC TV 18 Weekender.
Hello guys and welcome to the CNBC TV 18 Weekender. Our guest is an entrepreneur that's changed the way hairstyling is perceived in India. Starting her career at the young age of 14 as an intern at a hair salon in England to now being one of the most sought after hairstylists in the country. She has her own chain of salons and boasts of a clientele that ranges from the Bollywood A-listers to the who's who of the corporate world. BBlunt's big boss Adhuna Bhabani is our guest in this edition of the CNBC TV 18 Weekender. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Adhuna.
You're most welcome. Thank you for coming.
So let me start at the beginning. You know, you fell in love with this art of hairstyling at a very, very young age, 14 if I'm not wrong.
That's right.
How did your parents react to that? I mean, were the first few years tough for you?
No, in fact, quite the opposite. My mom was very encouraging.
Yeah.
In fact, it's her that introduced me to salon life, because she used to be very particular about the way she wore her hair always. So she took me on my first trip ever to the salon, and I really liked the atmosphere in the salon, the characters that you found there, and that was what I guess enticed me to try this out as a profession.
So your mother was a big driving force behind, you know, you stepping into this profession.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So when you look back at your journey of all of these years, when do you think was the big inflection point for you?
I think there have been many points along my career. It's been a long career so far. I think when I was in training and I began working in the UK, I was lucky enough to work with some very special people who were very sharing with their knowledge. So I had really great teachers. When I came to India, it was more, I was working freelance. And it was my brother actually who wanted to do a business, and I've been saying this for years that he's cashed in on my talent.
So I want to talk about that. You know, you started this business with your brother. How were the dynamics between the two of you? You know, the stereotypes say that the man takes the hard calls and it's the woman that looks at the finer things. Was that the case with you as well?
So I think our strengths were mine more in the creative and the training aspect of the job, and Osh much more in the business angle of things. Although we both learned a lot along the way.
So at what point, you know, you started as a family-run business, you roped in a friend later. At what point did you decide to bring in Godrej into the picture, and why did you feel the need to bring them in?
The point of view of our journey, one of our goals had always been to develop a range of products of our own. And who better to partner with than a company like Godrej, who have many, I think 50 years experience in the business of hair, with the kind of resources and access to the market. It was almost like a perfect match for us. We brought sort of the on-ground salon expertise directly in touch with the consumer, where where Godrej has intense experience with the hairdressing business and the hair care business. So it seemed like a great match, and they were quite happy to have us on board. I think very happy.
So, I mean, currently they own about 30% stake in BBlunt, right? So when you look to expand from here, when you seek more capital, is it possible that they hike their stake further from here?
You know, the way we've really grown the business so far has been by ourselves, sort of investing into the next business, and that's how we've grown. I I don't know if we will look at expanding our investors right now. I think we have a little bit of time to go before we can kind of look at that as an aspect, because we have yet to make the most or maximize on what we're doing with our current range of products. We've got some really exciting things coming up in the future that we're currently working on. And I think that is perhaps a next step.
So you have about 16 salons in India, you have one in Dubai. Are you looking to expand from there, perhaps go to more countries, more cities in India?
We are.
Could you share your plans?
Yes, we are. We are definitely looking to expand. We've actually just developed a new franchise model, which we are rolling out in India right now.
Okay.
So that's very, very exciting and keeping us all very busy. Plus this and plus something very exciting with our product lines.
Right now, as you said, there are 16 in India, one in Dubai. Are there more countries you're looking to enter into?
Well, I would love to go to take this brand back to where I came from.
Yes,
that
exactly.
would be ideal.
Yeah.
To do something in London, but I think that's still part of the next bigger dream. But definitely would like to work towards that. Yes.
I'd also want to know, what are the challenges? You said you're working with a huge team of people, in grooming people, finding the right people, even selecting the locations of your salons, or retaining your clientele, which ranges from, across Bollywood or corporate. What are the big challenges that you face day to day, and how do you overcome those?
So nothing is easy, quite honestly.
Not at all.
Salon locations is a big thing. We're in the process of looking for a new space for our academy right now, and it's proving to be quite challenging. But it's something we've overcome before, and I'm sure we will again. I think for me, the biggest challenge is the management.
Yeah.
Managing the team, making sure that the team are on the same page as us as we grow and we expand, because that internal communication is extremely important. So
Bollywood has been a big part of your career. What could you share with us has been some of the most challenging or the toughest experiences you've had working for them? Could you share a story with us?
Yes, I think one of the toughest experiences that I had was the first time I worked with wigs in India.
Wigs?
On a film. It was Laksh, and the climate up north is very different to what it is here.
Very cool.
Plus we're working with, wigs, which is not really attached or part of the person. So it... Unfortunately for me, the wig we had ordered from London, it came on the day of the shoot. I had to cut it, style it, fit it, and go straight into shoot with Preeti. And, it was really tough because we felt a little unprepared, because it was just all at that same moment. No fault of anybody's really, just the fact that we had ordered the wig from another country, and it takes that amount of time to make and to send. So we're sitting in the shot is ready, Preeti's there, I'm behind the camera, and as I'm watching her, the hair is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So she was crying, I was crying, everybody was crying, but we eventually got it right and sorted it out. I don't think it was a big blooper in the film, but for me it was one of the biggest challenges I faced on set, and also because of the pressure, you're ready to start shooting.
Did the wig fly off at some point?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just working with a different kind of texture of hair and a different climate. In those days, we didn't have our own range of products then, unfortunately.
But Bollywood has always been a very big part of your business. Do you think you would have been as successful as you are, as where you are currently, without having any Bollywood, assignments behind you, without having that aspect in your career? Do you think you would have been where you are?
Ooh, that's a very on-point question. I think I'd like to say yes, we would have still been successful. I think it would have been maybe a slightly different track. We are very committed and very passionate about what we do.
Yeah.
So irrespective of the forum that we work in, whether it's movies, whether it's fashion, whether it's our salons, whether it's our academies, we are equally as dedicated to the success of each pillar of our business. Of course, the exposure that a film or that working with a film allows you is much more as a platform than just what we have here. So perhaps it may have taken us longer to get our name out there as a company.
So it was a good kick-starting point, and then of course you built on the brand.
Absolutely.
But tell us about the brand you're building with BBlunt. To some extent, is it an extension of your personality? What does BBlunt stand for you?
So I think it's definitely an extension of who I am. And not just me, but BBlunt is about a team. It's about a team of people who've come together with similar ideologies and are working as a collective to take it forward. It's definitely a collaboration at every step of the way, whether it be with Godrej and our product range, whether it be with me and my team and my colleagues, whether it be with me and my partners who are the directors of the business. So it's all collaborative work, and everybody brings something to the table, which is very exciting for me. I think as a smart businesswoman, I hope I can call myself that, it's good to hire and to work with people who have more skill than me in certain areas, because that helps me to progress, that helps the company to progress. If I was to want to be the big, the one who was only progressing, it would be a very different story, I think.
So it's about all of the people that work here, not just you alone.
Definitely, hence the name actually. A lot of salon companies tend to call their salon their own name, which I find a little limiting, particularly for the people who have to be part of that project. So BBlunt came about as a philosophy, really. The first B stands for Bhabani, which is mine and my brother's family name. And blunt is very much about an attitude. It's about an openness and honesty and approach to the work that we do. It's also the name of a haircut, which is an interesting trivia. When it's one of my favorite haircuts, very much like the shape of your haircut. We always called it a bob, but when I came to India, it was the first time I heard it termed as a blunt. So, BBlunt.
I've had this since I was a kid. Anyway.
It's time to change.
So maybe we'll let you do that. I love it. Thank you so much. I love this hairstyle. So anyway, we'll take a short break right here, but we'll continue our conversation with Adhuna right after this break. Stay tuned.
CNBC TV 18 Weekender.